Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We're coming to you from IT Expo West 2010 at the Los Angeles Convention Center. And on our program is Jim Safran. He is the president of GreenAppX with an X. So, Jim, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks for having us
here. Yeah, this is great. So you're actually participating in the CVX event, co-located with IT Expo.
That is correct, and we're looking forward to it. We think it's going to be a big show.
Yeah, likewise. Numbers are looking good, and we're thrilled to have you here. So tell us a little bit about GreenAppX. What do you do?
So we've built a distribution platform that enables us to deliver cloud-based services and applications all the way to the end user. It's a multi-tenant unified platform. We take that platform and we create private labeled retail web stores for our distribution partners. They in turn deliver those apps to their customers. Customers access the apps through individualized dashboards. And we manage everything in the background, and it enables our distribution partners to go out and sell it under their brand.
So because you've got multi-tenancy, you basically are ensuring that each of your customers are isolated from one another, so there's no concern about data leakage or data theft, things like that, right?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
And is that an issue with the customers that you have?
I think in the small to mid-size arena, I don't think it's as much an issue. And I know larger enterprises probably have a greater need for private IP. We're working with a number of network providers and equipment manufacturers to develop a private IP network that is multi-tenant. Although the technology is pretty easy to achieve, the business case is much more difficult. So that's kind of what we're working on currently. But in the small to mid-size arena, I think that what we deliver provides a level of security that they're comfortable with.
And what sorts of customers are ideally suited for your services?
I think almost any small to mid-size enterprise, but in particular multi-location type of accounts, play well in our environment. The ability, as in the case of Microsoft Exchange, to provide the same messaging platform despite where you might be located geographically is very, very strong and compelling. The built-in business continuity in the model itself also lends itself to that small to mid-sized enterprise, which typically hasn't paid much attention to business continuity, and they should. You know, large corporations do have that policy in place, but you'll find the small to mid-size many times have really not thought about the implications of losing your critical data. So
now let's say I'm a startup company. Mm-hmm. Explain to me all of the services that your company offers that I should evaluate.
Yeah, so we provide communication and collaboration applications, Exchange, conferencing, some mobility apps like BlackBerry and Good. We provide IT remote management software from brand name companies, really leading providers like Kaseya and Level Platforms. We provide desktop security through McAfee. The core to our business continuity strategy is a data backup and recovery, obviously, and we use EMC's Mozy Pro for both server and desktop. In addition, we have a number of ERP applications for companies that really want one application, a suite of mini apps, so to speak, to be able to run their entire enterprise. So it could be everything from HR to accounts receivable, accounts payable, asset management, all delivered in the cloud as a subscribed service.
So it sounds to me like you pretty much are outsourcing the information technology area for a company, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think what's unique about us is being able to bring all these disparate applications under one unified platform. Single login and password, those individualized dashboards for the end users really allows a higher degree of being able to manage your IT spend, especially when it comes to applications.
And not having to hire the fixed staff.
Yeah, the fixed staff, buy the CapEx, buying the server, buying the license, being responsible for virus and spam control. It makes much more sense to have a fixed cost associated per network endpoint than it is to roll this out again. There are a number of customers that are in a state of flux because 2003 Exchange, as an example, is coming to end of life cycle. So luckily for them, there's a second option should they decide they don't want to go that same route, buying a server, buying another license, and in somewhat inflexible licensing arrangement.
So you talked around the question that I had, but I'm not sure if you necessarily answered it, so I'm going to ask it directly. Do you provide communication services like a PBX? Because you mentioned conferencing, you mentioned mobility, but I'm not sure if you...
Well, interestingly enough, we are currently onboarding a unified communication platform, and this will be a platform that will enable an end user with a single mouse click to start the provisioning process. The handsets will be pre-configured and drop shipped to the customer, VoIP service delivered, and in this case, this is a BroadSoft platform. The elements have been somewhat redesigned in a new user interface that's a lot friendlier. And then wrapped in there is a number of productivity applications from Microsoft, such as Communication Server, which I think now is called Lynx.
Yeah,
okay,
with a Y.
With a Y.
L-Y-N-X.
So they've renamed it 3 times this year. So that product, Exchange, and SharePoint all bundled together. And again, the ability for the end user to single mouse click, just as if they were ordering any other application. So
and
that's where we're kind of moving.
When are you going to do that?
Probably by the first quarter of next year.
So 2011. So that means that at that point, a new company would be able to pick up the phone and call you and say, okay, I need phone service, I need some applications, I need messaging, I need conferencing, you know, and you'll drop ship phones, and I guess they will buy their own computers, or you will help them with that as well?
We have another partner. Again, our model as a wholesaler, or white labeler, so to speak, we build out these retail stores for our distribution partners. Okay. So we do have another partner that, in fact, is building boxes and for the federal space. And in their case, they'll actually rent the boxes in exchange for a commitment for application revenue. So that's kind of a new twist too.
So kind of like subsidized like the phone, like,
yes,
like
exactly.
your phone from your carrier.
Yeah, and then thirdly, in the wireless market, you know, those VARs are having a tough time too. Once you sell the handset, where do you go? Where's the revenue? This is all about recurring revenue. So in the case of those wireless providers, we're going to build those same retail web stores for them to start recognizing recurring revenue from application sales. So that's really the key here. The VARs, all the solution providers and the VARs are looking for streams of recurring revenue that aren't necessarily dependent on carriers. And we have the ability to do that through GreenAppX.
So this, for carriers, this is really fantastic, or for VARs, this is really fantastic, because as they see their margins decreasing on hardware, they now are able to replace that revenue that was a one-time hit in many cases, where, you know, one time, let's say you get 5%, 10%, whatever that margin was, now with a recurring revenue stream on a number of different services that they're selling.
Agreed, and that's really what this is about. This is new for, if you think about it, for VARs, it's new, the concept of recurring revenue. And
well, they had service, but I don't think they thought of it the same way, because it was their own service and their own support people.
Right. This
is now like a third-party service, right?
Right, privately labeled, but still enabling them to build a base of business. And what's unique here is it's not a product that's available through any of the carriers stateside today.
Right.
Internationally, I think they're much further along. You'll find similar marketplaces with all the major telcos. But in this day and age, right now, this space, there's an opportunity for these solution providers to grab market share, minimal competition, and margins are pretty significant at this point.
Well, thanks. Good luck. Good luck at the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the program.
Thanks very much. Enjoyed it.